name is Willie G, and I welcome all of you to Harley Davidson. I'm standing in front of our new product development center where 400 great engineers are located. All of these people contribute to the design of your new motorcycle. So take a good look at this video. There's some good information in it. It'll help you enjoy your new product, and we hope to see you at many rallies and on the road over the next few years. Enjoy. Thank you.
When you're on a big hog, it's just instant recognition and instant friendship.
It's just an open air experience. It's like days of cowboys and Indians, and you're on your stallion and you're riding through the mountains. That's basically what it is, an iron horse.
Harley Davidson, a legend for over 95 years, and you are part of it.
And I got in a Harley, and all of a sudden you're part of a family. And a family deal is for me. It's a whole different culture.
Hi, I'm Ron Hutchinson with the Motor Company. Let me be among the first to welcome you to the Harley-Davidson family, a family of loyal riders, dealers, and the Motor Company. And you know, you can spend some time in the Harley-Davidson dealer network to familiarize yourself with the wide range of parts and accessories that are available to help you tailor your individual motorcycling experience. Some of those products are performance products. All we ask is that you use those performance products wisely and be a good neighbor as you increase the performance and power of your motorcycle. Thanks very much, welcome to the family, and enjoy a safe, wonderful motorcycling experience.
We want you to make the most of your experience as a member of the Harley-Davidson family. It's an experience unlike any other, and it starts with understanding and caring for your motorcycle.
You should do a pre-ride check before you ride. Here's some things that you need to check. Make sure you have enough fuel in the tank. And that reminds me, in the owner's handbook, you'll find information about the fuel shutoff valve positions on the carbureted models and about reserve. And some models have different fuel requirements, like 93 octane and so on. Just read the book. Check the oil level. We won't stress just one procedure here because procedures vary. For example, the Twin Cam 88 oil is checked differently than the Evolution. In fact, the procedures can vary slightly between Sportsters, Dynas, Softails, and touring models. For instance, some are checked while on the jiffy stand, some need to be upright. Just check your owner's handbook to find the procedure that applies to your model. Check the controls, front and rear brake, throttle, clutch, shifter. Check the steering for smoothness by turning the handlebars through the full operating range. Check the tire condition and the pressure. Consult your owner's handbook for the correct pressure. And here we'd like to stress the importance of maintaining the pressure just where it should be. A pound or two either way will affect the life of the tire. So for maximum tire life, keep the pressure right on the mark. Check all electrical equipment and switches, including the stop lamp, the turn signals, and horn for proper operation. Check for any fuel, oil, or brake fluid leaks. Check the rear belt adjustment. This gauge is helpful. Again, read about it in your owner's handbook. There's also information about belt tension in the service manual for your model. It's a good idea to purchase a service manual and parts catalog from your dealer. These publications are a great source of information about your Harley. Those are some important steps to do before you ride.
The first 500 miles on your Harley need the most attention. Break in your engine gently and you'll help it last. During the first 500 miles, it's best to keep the engine speed below 2,500 RPM in any gear, but don't lug the engine. And especially avoid running the engine at extremely low RPM in higher gears. Up to 500 miles, vary the engine speed, avoiding any steady speed for long distances. And of course, no jackrabbit starts. And drive slowly until the engine warms up. This is very important. Do not exceed 50 miles per hour for the first 50 miles. Do not exceed 55 miles per hour for the first 50 to 500 miles. Follow these simple rules and start your Harley on the road to great performance.
Well, you're just about ready to take a nice ride. But first, here's an important message.
Ride straight!
Ride straight!
Ride straight!
Ride straight!
Ride straight!
Ride straight!
Ride straight.
Ride straight!
Think about your mother.
Riding straight means being free of substances like alcohol, drugs. Even cold tablets can impair your ability. So make sure you are substance-free, rested, and clear-headed before you ride. And to really get yourself ready to ride, you should complete a Motorcycle Safety Foundation Safe Rider course.
To take a training class if you can on motorcycle safety. I know it sounds weird, you know, coming from a Harley person, but it really makes a difference. They give you the basic knowledge. And when you ride, just ride safe. Don't ride like an idiot.
First thing I did, because when I sat on this, I was very nervous at first. And then I went to the course. It was a 3-day course. After that, I got on it. I had a lot more confidence.
Being ready to ride also means wearing the proper attire. That means leather jacket, long pants, boots, gloves, eye protection, and a good DOT-approved helmet. Leather chaps are also a great protection against the elements. Make sure any passenger is outfitted well, too. And speaking of passengers, get to know your motorcycle before you take on passengers, even if you are an experienced rider. Practice with the extra weight of a passenger away from traffic at first. Remember, stopping distances and other responses of the motorcycle change with a passenger.
Depending on the model, there is a specific starting procedure for your Harley-Davidson. And remember, carbureted engines can be affected by things like ambient temperature, engine temperature, or altitude. Here are the steps to start the engine. Fuel, ignition, neutral, engine cutoff switch, enrichener. The enrichener knob says choke. So, make sure the fuel valve is in the on position. Turn the ignition all the way on. Verify that you are in neutral and turn the engine cutoff switch to the run position. In your owner's handbook, you'll find the procedure for starting the engine. Read it over carefully. Let's review starting a cold carbureted engine. Pull the enrichener knob, which is labeled choke, all the way out. In warmer temperatures, say 50 degrees Fahrenheit or above, keep the throttle closed. Depress the start button and let go. If temperatures are lower, or if the motorcycle has sat for a long time, you may need to pump the throttle a little. Pump it once or twice and try starting. If it still doesn't start, give it a couple more times. That should do it. Remember now, we've been describing the procedure for carbureted models only. The point is, prime it just enough to start it. And try starting with the throttle closed.
When the engine starts, it will need the help of the enrichener circuit for a bit. After 30 seconds or so, try pushing in the choke knob to about half. If the engine stalls, pull it out a bit and restart. It may be that the outdoor temperature is prolonging the warm-up process. Now that the engine is running smoothly on half enrichener, it will need another minute, or a mile, on half enrichener. Finally, push the enrichener knob all the way in, or off. This is normal operating position. Remember to push the enrichener in at the proper time. Prolonged running on the enrichener circuit can foul the spark plugs.
Now with a carbureted engine, if you turn the motor off, if you restart it before the engine has time to cool, you won't need the enrichener circuit, so leave the knob pushed in and start the engine. As always, make sure you're in neutral every time you start your motorcycle.
If your Harley is equipped with electronic fuel injection, the procedure is simple. Ignition, neutral, engine cutoff switch, and thumb the starter. There are lots of ways to enjoy your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Here's how some other family members make the most of their experience.
We have a group of folks that we go with every year. We try to do it at Daytona every year. We're going to do the homecoming this year, of course. We do Sturgis, and we have about 20 folks we go to Sturgis with. And then we go to Tomahawk for sure. And whatever else we can fit in between and keep our jobs, we do that too. We have a good time.
Work as little as possible.
Longer rides bring special memories, but the short ride you take to unwind after a busy day can be just as rewarding.
I'm very stressed at work usually, and the only time I can relax is to get on my bike. I ride it to work, and it just creates a whole different picture for me when I'm at work. I don't know what I'd do without it.
I don't carry a telephone. I don't worry about people finding out where I'm at. I just get in the pack and ride along, and it's just really, really relaxing to me.
Mount Charleston is a great place. Red Rock Canyon is an awesome place, a 13-mile one-way ride through Red Rock Canyon. The views are spectacular. You can just coast along and not have to worry about traffic because everybody's going the same way, and it's beautiful.
Up and down the strip.
Up and down the strip. Nowhere like the Las Vegas Strip. That's the best. Viva Las Vegas. Great place to ride.
This is a good break, a good experience. It's so different than everyday work, and it just feels good to get out and ride and just feel the wind, and it's just really great.
So I had someone ask me at work, this last week, I was thinking of it on the ride up here, that asked me, well, why do you do this? What does it do for you? And I have always felt that it made me trust myself. Riding really made me trust myself and build confidence in myself that nothing else ever did. So that's what riding has done for me, and I'm just really pleased.
After your first substantial ride, you'll probably have the urge to clean your Harley-Davidson. To make it quick and easy for you, Harley-Davidson offers a complete line of cleaning products specially formulated for the different services on your Harley. Before you start, read the directions. One point deserves special attention. Never dry wipe the finish of your Harley. Dirt particles can scratch the clear coat, so you don't want to rub them into the surface. Wet the finish thoroughly to suspend the dirt particles. Then use the proper products to clean, polish, and shine. And remember to use soft, clean cotton cloths, no paper towels or other abrasive fibers. To be sure, use the drying products that bear the name of Harley-Davidson. Wheels are one of the most attractive focal points of any new Harley. To prolong their initial beauty, here are some things you can do. Make sure to remove brake dust that may settle on the wheels. Don't use anything too abrasive, and again, the wheels must be wet first. We recommend Harley-Davidson Wheel and Tire Cleaner. They're easy to follow directions on the label. It's biodegradable and great for white walls. Read your owner's handbook from cover to cover. Inside are other tips for protecting the beautiful finish on your new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. And speaking of covers, use a Harley-Davidson motorcycle cover designed for your model when you store your bike.
Your new Harley comes with a limited warranty. It's a valuable extra that you should protect. Here's how. First of all, make sure you've got your warranty registration card with you whenever you're riding or visiting your dealer for service. The warranty is in effect for 12 months after the date of sale, unlimited mileage. The sales warranty registration document is how the warranty begins. You must also see to it that your motorcycle receives all of its scheduled services as spelled out in your owner's handbook. Work with the service department of your authorized Harley-Davidson dealer and fill out the checklist. Remember, the first maintenance appointment can vary because of differences between models. Here's another important point. Be aware that modifications to your motorcycle may affect your limited warranty. Read the warranty carefully and make sure you understand. There are other exceptions to the warranty. Some paragraphs address non-Harley-Davidson parts and accessories. Again, read each section carefully and follow the recommendations to maximize your warranty protection. Shortly after you take delivery, you'll want to be thinking about scheduling your first service interval to make sure it is timely. This service is just as important as all the rest, so try to stop riding long enough to get your motorcycle to your Harley-Davidson dealer.
I don't think that anybody can go and work on a motorcycle and do a quality job without training from the factory, from Harley-Davidson. They're going to supply you with the most current knowledge, advanced technology that is coming down the pipeline at any given time. It is very beneficial. It helps the efficiency of the whole department.
When you take delivery of your Harley-Davidson motorcycle, the fun is just beginning. Here are some examples of what you can do with genuine motor parts and genuine motor accessories. Building on your customizing theme is another part of the Harley-Davidson experience. Another privilege of owning a new Harley is an automatic one-year membership in the National Harley Owners Group. Read the literature provided and call us with any questions. We encourage you to join your local chapter sponsored by your dealer, especially if you're a new rider looking for others who share your passion for Harley-Davidson.
Yes, I am a HOG member, have been for several years, and one of the nice things about being a member is every year you get a new tour book. It has a listing of all the dealers and also mapped out some really nice rides, scenic rides, that you might not know about otherwise.
HOG rallies are the best place to test ride your next Harley-Davidson motorcycle. There are seminars, bike shows, entertainment, and lots of new friends.
I think, you know, the first rally anyone goes to is always a little overwhelming. There's so many bikes and whatever. And obviously Daytona and Sturgis, or certainly Milwaukee, is a good example of that. What you might do is join your local HOG chapter and do some of the local things and kind of get a feel for being around bikes and traveling in groups, and it might make it a little easier to come to something like this, but I'll have to admit, thinking back, my first trip to Sturgis or Daytona were kind of exciting.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the Harley-Davidson family. We're here, and it's June 9th, and we just arrived back in Milwaukee after our 95th anniversary ride. And we are here with a whole bunch of the Harley-Davidson family, and we want you to be a part of it. So come on, enjoy your Harley, and you'll be riding with us for the 100th.
Welcome to the family. Welcome to sunny Milwaukee. Never raised Milwaukee.
That's okay though. We're from Phoenix.
First grade. It's my first time here. I came for the 95th anniversary all the way from Greece. I love it very much. And I'll do arrangements for the 100th anniversary. I'm not going to miss it for anything.
Well, of course, I met a lot of wonderful people. This trip is really touching. Really touching.
This bike's 5 years old. It took us 3 days to get here, and the last day and a half, he rode about a day's worth.
Welcome to the family!
Usually when we ride, like we do like poker runs or short runs around, he'll ride behind the windscreen. We're on a highway, he'll look around. Otherwise, like around town, around events, he loves the shoulder.
Rode up through Pennsylvania, through Ohio, into Michigan, along the Lake Huron, across Mackinac Bridge. People are standing beside the highway and waving flags and cheering us on. So we've had a great tour.
There's something about a Harley that attracts the best people. I don't know what it is.
Time in Milwaukee.
First time
Very
we went
impressed.
out, did the plant tour.
People really take a lot of pride in what they have, and it's been wonderful. Everybody waves at us. I mean, we're riding along solo bike, and people are waving, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. They really seem to enjoy us here.
Happy anniversary, Harley. We really liked your party.
We really liked your party.
We just want to say thanks, Harley, for helping MGA.
New experience for me, but I just enjoy getting on it every time.
Well, as a matter of fact, when she first got her bike and she was riding, she said, "It makes me feel naughty."
I know. Oh, it met every one of my expectations. The feeling of the freedom of the road, it's a great feeling. It really is. Can't describe it, really.
I believe it's the only true freedom I have left.
When you say motorcycle, well, Harley's motorcycle, it's big and it's bulky and it's good.
Harley Davidson is the only bike to ride as far as I'm concerned. You could ride the other models, but they don't offer anything such as a ride like this or anything like this.
Before I got interested in riding, he would go off and ride, and that kind of bummed me out. So I thought, well, I gotta get into this more, and it gave us something to do together. It's great.
It's one of the major things we have in common. I mean, we have a lot of other things in common also, but we both enjoy riding.
There's just something about riding a Harley. It's different than being on another bike, especially at Bike Week.
I don't know what it is about the Harley Davidsons that bring people together with this common element of incredible deep feeling. But it's a neat experience, and I look forward to every event.
I never understood when he was riding all those years. I said, "You got to be crazy. What are you doing this for?" And it was something. Once I started doing it, it was pretty apparent why he was doing it all those years. Great feeling.
Now you can protect your big twin motorcycle with the Harley-Davidson Factory Security System, the only security system designed and approved by Harley-Davidson Motor Company, installed by Harley-Davidson Motor Company, or by an authorized Harley-Davidson dealer.
A Harley-Davidson Factory Security System is an excellent investment, adding to the value of the motorcycle. It's like an extra insurance policy. In fact, in some areas, it may even translate into reductions in insurance rates. And this system has a wide range of programmable features. We suggest you read the literature thoroughly and watch this entire videotape before you begin to work on your system. Operation of the Harley-Davidson security system can be mastered with just a little practice and by following the written instructions as you perform the operations. Configuring the security system for solo or sidecar use is a function performed by the Harley-Davidson dealership during vehicle setup. The dealership will also complete the fob assignment and set an initial personal code. The fob allows the rider to arm and disarm the security system at any time. The idea is to prepare the bike for easy fob operation and to get the new owner on their way quickly. Speaking of fob operation, arming the system is accomplished by pressing and holding the fob button until the system responds by flashing the turn signals. With the optional siren, the rider will hear a chirp for confirmation in addition to the reaction of the system lights. Disarming the vehicle is accomplished with 2 quick presses of the fob button. It is like the action of double-clicking a computer mouse. The system can also be disarmed by entering a personal code manually. The personal code consists of 5 digits entered using the left and right turn signal switches. Each digit can be any number from 1 to 9. The motorcycle cannot be rearmed using the personal code. It is recommended that an owner change the code to their own preference for privacy. In the owner's manual is a wallet card for recording your personal code. It includes the procedures for disarming the Harley-Davidson factory security system and using the transport mode. Keep this card with you for quick reference when riding. Here's the procedure for changing to a new 5-digit personal code. Take note of this fact. The first 3 steps of this procedure are the same initial steps used when programming any of the functions of this system. Take note of this fact. If the battery has been disconnected on the bike or the fuse has been replaced, steps 1 through 3 will have to be repeated again before the turn signal security mode will enter the configuration mode. Always begin a programming function by disarming the vehicle. Set the run-stop switch to stop. Cycle the ignition switch 3 times. On, off, on, off, on, and leave it in the on position. Press the left turn switch twice and release. The signals will respond 2 flashes for North American domestic, 3 flashes for European HDI. Wait for the turn signals to flash the system's mode code. Send the disarm command quickly. Press the key fob button 2 times and release. Wait for the turn signals to flash. The turn signals will flash to indicate which digit of the 5-digit code is about to be confirmed or set. For example, it will flash once for digit 1, twice for digit 2, and so on. Press the left turn switch once. Watch for the speedometer's security LED to flash out the current code number stored in memory. If you wish to change this particular number, press the left turn switch to advance to the desired number. The LED flashes will confirm the number. For example, if the current number is 5 and you want to change it to 6, depress the switch once. If you want it to be a 4, depress the switch 8 times. Using the fob, double-click to advance to the next pin number. The LED will flash to show you the number. Use the left turn signal to change the number. If you do not wish to change that particular number, simply send another disarm command using the fob. After setting the pin number, turn the ignition switch to off to exit the programming mode. Let's say the motorcycle is armed and the fob has been lost, does not function due to a dead battery, or is otherwise unavailable. The system can be disarmed manually using the personal code. Your fob will still work normally after performing a manual disarming procedure. If a fob has been lost and you want to replace it, 2 fobs must be programmed at the same time by your dealer. Now let's go through the manual disarming procedure. Turn the ignition switch to the accessory position. On FL models, you will need to turn the switch quickly through the on position to accessory. Pausing will set off the alarm. Push and hold both turn switches. Wait for the security LED to start flashing at a faster rate, then release. Press the left turn switch the same number of times as the digit of the personal ID code. The left turn switch acts as the number key. Press the right turn switch once. The right turn switch acts as the enter key. Repeat this procedure for each of the 5 digits until the system is disarmed. The security LED stops flashing when the system is disarmed. However, if auto arming is activated, the security LED will stop flashing and stay on. Here's an important note. If you make an error entering the personal code, the alarm will activate for 30 seconds after the 5th digit is entered. You will then need to wait 10 minutes before re-entering your personal code to disarm the motorcycle. This, of course, is another security measure. Once the system is disarmed, the motorcycle may be started normally. Here's another situation that may require a special reset function. The Harley-Davidson factory security system uses rolling codes for extra security. Occasionally, the security module and the fob can become out of sync with each other, rendering the system inoperable. This is especially bound to happen if the fob button is pressed repeatedly while out of range of the motorcycle. To resync, hold the fob button down until the system responds. The tamper warning sensitivity of the Harley-Davidson factory security system can be adjusted to the rider's preference. There are 4 levels of sensitivity. You may choose low sensitivity to avoid setting off the lights and optional siren in certain situations. Or you may choose to set the system all the way to high sensitivity. Here's the procedure. First, disarm the vehicle if armed. Set the run stop switch to stop. Cycle the ignition switch 3 times. On, off, on, and leave it in the on position. Press the left turn switch twice. Wait for the turn signals to flash the system's module code. Send an arm command by pressing and holding the key fob button. Wait for the turn signals to flash once. Press the left turn switch once. Wait for the turn signals to flash out the code number for the current sensitivity setting stored in memory. 1 flash is disabled or off. 2 flashes is low sensitivity. 3 flashes is medium sensitivity, which is the default setting, and 4 flashes is high sensitivity. If the system is already set at the desired sensitivity level, turn the ignition switch off to exit. To change the setting, press the left turn switch to advance through to the desired sensitivity. The turn signal flashes will confirm the sensitivity selected. To exit, turn the ignition switch off. The Harley-Davidson factory security system has a setting for a storage mode. This prevents the security system from draining the battery after a period of days. In the storage mode, all alarm functions are suspended and the receiver is shut down and will not respond to the fob. The motorcycle is immobilized because the starter motor and ECM EFI controllers are disabled. When the storage mode is entered, the LED stops flashing to conserve power. To wake up the system from the storage mode, the ignition key must be turned on. This will trigger the alarm if the system is previously armed. You must use the key fob or personal code to disarm the system and stop the alarm. You may choose to send the system into the storage mode after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or you can set it to infinity. On infinity, you must use a trickle charge during long storage or the battery will be drained by the security system. Here's the procedure to choose the storage mode preference. Disarm the vehicle if armed. Set the run stop switch to stop. Cycle the ignition switch 3 times. On, off, on, and leave it in the on position. Press the left turn switch twice. Wait for the turn signals to flash the system's module code. Send an arm command by pressing and holding the key fob button. Wait for the turn signals to flash once and release the button. Send another arm command by pressing and holding the key fob button. Wait for the turn signals to flash twice and release the button. Send another arm command by pressing and holding the key fob. Wait for the turn signals to flash 3 times and release the button. Press the left turn switch once. Wait for the turn signals to flash out the code number for the current mode stored in the memory. 1 flash is 30 days. 2 flashes is 60 days, which is the default setting. 3 flashes is 90 days. 4 flashes is infinite or never. If the system is set to the desired wait period, exit the programming mode by turning the ignition switch off. If you wish to modify the storage mode wait period, do the following. Press the left turn switch to advance through to the desired mode. The turn signal flashes will confirm the period selected. To exit, turn the ignition switch off. Auto arming is another feature that can be programmed into the Harley-Davidson factory security system. Auto arming can be disabled or enabled. When enabled, the system will arm itself 30 seconds after the ignition is turned off, even if the rider does not send an arm command with the fob. Auto arming enabled is standard for all European international models. Domestic models are factory set with the auto arming disabled. Here's the procedure. First, disarm the vehicle if armed. Set the run stop switch to stop. Cycle the ignition switch 3 times. On, off, on, and leave it in the on position. Press the left turn switch twice. Send the arm command by pressing and holding the key fob button. Wait for the turn signals to flash once and release the button. Send an arm command by pressing and holding the key fob button. Wait for the turn signals to flash twice and release the button. Press the left turn switch once. Wait for the turn signals to flash out the code number for the current arming option stored in memory. One flash means auto arming is disabled or off, which is the domestic default setting. Two flashes mean auto arming is enabled or on. To change the arming option, press the left turn switch to advance through to the desired mode. The turn signal flashes will confirm the arming mode selected. To exit, turn the ignition switch off. Suppose you want to service or transport the motorcycle in a secure state. You can temporarily disable the motion alarm while keeping the starter and ignition system disabled, so the motorcycle can be in a secure state without activating the flashing turn signals or optional siren. Verify that the vehicle is disarmed. Set the run-stop switch to stop. Turn the ignition switch to the on position. Send an arm command, press and hold the key fob button. Wait for the turn signals to flash 3 times and release the button. Turn the ignition switch to the off position. Send an arm command, press and hold the key fob button. Wait for the turn signals to flash 3 times and release the button. The motion detection portion of the security system will be suspended for 1 cycle of the ignition key. Any attempt to hotwire the motorcycle will trigger the security system. If the motorcycle is disturbed in the armed state, the alarm will sound for a short time, then rearm. The predetermined sensitivity level will determine how this function works. If the alarm is triggered by a major disruption, it will sound for a longer period of time. If an attempt is made to start the bike, the alarm will continue to sound even if the power to the bike or alarm is cut. Those are the basics of the Harley-Davidson factory security system. Now that you understand the system, you can enjoy a new level of security for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. The new premium sound system from Harley-Davidson. A totally integrated system that features AM, FM, a weather band, full Logic cassette deck, and a CB intercom. All of these systems are integrated in a single chassis, meaning less hardware and fewer interconnections. This model has a new integrated amplifier section which boasts 40 watts of power, maximum to each speaker. A single large LCD display which allows simultaneous displays of the radio, CB channels, and time. An input for a portable CD player selectable by the mode switch on the handlebars. The cassette deck features include electronic soft load, eject, and auto reverse. If the power to the deck is turned off either by the ignition or power switch, the pinch roller releases its pressure on the tape and capstan, ensuring a longer life for your favorite tape and the deck itself. The deck also has a programmed reminder to let you know when it's time to clean the tape heads. This program will be divided into 3 sections. The first 2 sections will demonstrate features that are available on all radio-equipped touring models. The last section will cover features of the Ultra and Road Glide models. Before we begin with setting the time on the receiver, let's discuss the functions of the front panel controls. 4 buttons on the top of the receiver have dual functions. The primary function of the first 4 are preset memory switches for the AM, FM, and weather bands. The secondary feature of each switch are as follows. The one labeled Pro is the program switch button for the cassette deck. The button with the hours abbreviation is the hours set button for the clock. The next button is used to set the minutes for the clock. The fifth button selects the mode for radio tuning. The tuning modes are manual, seek, or scan. When the tape deck is being used, this button selects the tape fast wind modes. The last three buttons on the panel are tape eject, local distance switch for the radio, CB, and the power switch. Now that we made you familiar with some of the controls, let's show you how to set the clock. With the ignition switch on and the radio off, push the hours set button. Momentarily, pushing the button increment the hours one at a time. Holding the button down will cause the hours to increment until the button is released. Next, move over to push the third button in order to set the minutes. This button increments the digits in the same way as the hours button. Once the proper time is set, release either one of the buttons and you're done. In this next section, we'll demonstrate how to store the radio frequencies of AM, FM, and the weather band. The radio must be on and set at the station you want in the memory. Press and hold one of the 4 preset buttons. The audio will be muted, and when the station is memorized, the audio returns. This procedure is the same for the other 2 bands as well. After you have your station stored in memory, just a quick push of the selected preset button will automatically tune the stored frequency for the selected band. Now that the clock and station presets have been set, let's cover the other features the unit has to offer. The Classic, Ultra, and Road Glide have handlebar switches that control the sound system. The right handlebar has the mode select switch. Pushing the switch in momentarily will switch the radio between the AM, FM, weather band, and tape mode. The CD mode is accessible only when the connection cable from a portable CD player is plugged in the CD input jack. The LCD display will indicate the band or mode that is selected. Pushing the switch up momentarily will cause the radio frequencies to increment up one at a time. Holding the switch up will cause the frequencies to continuously move up the frequency scale. Similarly, pushing the switch down momentarily will cause the radio to decrement one step at a time. Hold the switch down and the frequencies will decrement continuously until the switch is released. The audio switch controls volume, tone, and on the Ultra models, a fader that adjusts the volume between the front and rear speakers. Press the audio control switch in. After a delay of 3 seconds, the radio will sequence between volume, bass, treble, and fader. The LCD display will indicate the function selected. Moving the switch upwards raises the volume or increases the tone and adjusts the fader to the front speakers. Moving it downwards decreases the volume or tone and moves the fader to the rear speakers. These levels are indicated on the LCD display. If the audio control switch is left on any function other than volume, the function automatically reverts back to volume after approximately 3 seconds. The premium sound system has an automatic volume control that adjusts the volume level to compensate for ambient noise associated with motorcycle speed. If the ABC does not adequately compensate for ambient noise, it can be adjusted as follows. First, push and hold any 2 preset buttons on the front panel of the radio. Then turn the ignition key switch to Ignition. Diagnostic Group 1, the first of 5 diagnostic screens, indicated by D1, appears in the lower portion of the LCD display. Next, push the local distance button and sequence to the AVC adjustment screen. The letters AVC will be displayed on the upper portion of the LCD display, while the automatic volume level number appears in the lower portion. The factory presets the volume setting at number 2. The AVC is adjustable from 0 to 4, 0 being the least aggressive and 4 being the most aggressive. To increase the AVC setting, press the Mode Select switch on the right handlebar in an upward direction. To decrease the setting, press the switch in a downward direction. After making the desired change, push the local distance button till the system returns to normal radio operation. The diagnostic mode can also be exited by simply turning the ignition light key switch to off. The receiver has 3 modes of tuning, which are manual, seek, and scan. These are activated by this button on the front panel. Press the button until seek appears in the LCD display. Pushing the mode switch in an up or downward direction will tune the next strongest station on either end of the frequency scale. Push the SE/SC button again so that the scan appears in the LCD display. The mode switch is used in the same way, only now each station remains tuned in for approximately 10 seconds before the receiver moves on to the next station. Press the mode switch a second time, either up or down, depending on which direction the scan is moving, to cancel this function. Next, we'll cover some of the operational features of the tape deck. The tape deck has an auto-load feature which pulls the cassette into the player and loads it in its playing position. The currently selected side will be shown on the LCD display. The tape deck has an auto-reverse, but the side may also be changed manually by pushing the program button. The tape may be fast-forwarded or rewound in 3 modes: manual, seek, and scan. The SE/SC button selects which one of these functions can be used. When you press this button, the word seek will appear on the display. Continue pressing the button to sequence through the other modes. The LCD display appears blank when the fast wind operation is in the manual mode. Pushing the mode select switch upward will place the tape deck in the fast forward mode. This will be indicated on the LCD display. Pushing the switch upward a second time will cancel this operation. Likewise, pushing the switch downward will place the deck in the rewind mode. When the deck is in the seek mode, pushing the mode switch upward will fast forward the tape to the next selection and playback is automatically resumed. Pushing the switch downward will rewind the tape to the beginning of the current selection. The scan mode allows the user to fast forward to the next selection where it will play for 10 seconds and then sequence to the next selection, repeating this operation. Pressing the mode switch down will rewind the tape to the beginning of a current selection, play for 10 seconds, and then rewind to the previous selection. Similarly, pushing the mode switch up or down a second time will cancel each of these operations. The next section will cover additional features that are incorporated on the Ultra and Road Glide models. The Road Glide model will need additional accessories to upgrade the system for the CB and intercom. These will be available from your local dealer. All of the components for the CB intercom are combined in the receiver. The pod on the gas tank basically houses the on-off switches for the CB, intercom, and the front headset receptacle. The intercom uses a voice-activated microphone, or VOX, for clear transmission and hands-free operation. To activate the intercom system and enable the VOX, push on the switch on the left side of the console. The switch will light up and VOX will appear on the LCD display. The system will begin in the setup mode when it is first activated. Use the mode select switch to adjust the VOX and microphone level. Pushing the switch up makes the microphone more sensitive. If the microphone activates periodically without conversation, it is set too high and it is activated by road or background noise. Press the mode switch down to reduce the mic's sensitivity. The LCD panel on the receiver indicates the VOX sensitivity. The higher the number, the greater the sensitivity. The front and rear intercom volume can be adjusted using the front or rear audio control switches. This can only be done when the intercom is in the setup mode. To exit the setup mode, press the mode select switch once. To activate the CB, press the rocker switch one step forward until the light in the switch illuminates and CB appears on the LCD panel. The system comes up in the setup mode when it is enabled. The squelch level, channel number, and CB volume are set in this mode. The radio is muted to allow easy setting of the squelch level. Adjust the squelch with the PTT squelch control switch on the left handlebar. Move the switch back towards the rear to lower the squelch. This will allow the weaker CB signals to be received. To raise the squelch level, push the switch towards the front of the bike to allow only the stronger signals to be received. The audio control switch is used to adjust the volume of the CB and is only adjusted when the squelch is broken. The CB channel selection can only be made in the setup mode. This is done using the mode select switch. Push the switch upward or downward to change the CB channel. This switch functions the same in the AM and FM mode. Exit the setup mode by pushing the mode switch. After you exit the setup mode, the CB will be heard at the level adjusted in the setup mode. CB volume is adjustable in the headsets and speakers when the squelch is broken, even when out of the setup mode. If any new adjustments have to be made to either the intercom or CB, momentarily push the rocker switches forward on the console and the setup mode will be reactivated. When the adjustments have been made, push the mode switch in to return to normal operation. The local distance switch is used for AM, FM, weather band, and CB sensitivity. The local position will reduce the sensitivity of the receiver, while in the distant mode, the sensitivity is increased. Another feature of this new system is the ability to have multiple audio routing and mixing combinations. The routing and mixing combinations depend on the selection position of the speaker control switch and the intercom CB switches. Let's start with the switch in the speaker position. When both the CB and the radio are on, the audio will be heard through the front and rear speakers. When the CB unsquelches, the CB will break into the music. If the intercom system is used with the switch in the speaker position, conversation can only be heard in the headset. Place the switch in its center position. This will route the music through the speakers. The intercom or CB will only be heard through the headset. Any break from the CB or intercom will not interfere with the music coming out of the speakers if the music volume is set properly. This music level can be readjusted during the break. Pushing the switch all the way forward allows the music, CB, and intercom to be heard only in the headsets. Volume for each of these sources can be set to independent levels, which is done in the setup mode. Another feature of the new system is the ability to hear the radio audio in the background during the intercom operation in the headsets. The system also allows the radio audio to continue on the external speakers when the headsets are used for CB reception or intercom conversations. The volume of the background audio can be reduced from normal volume to the point of being completely muted by lowering the volume using the audio switch. When you are speaking over the intercom, you simply use the handlebar audio switch to lower the volume to the desired level. When the speaker switch is in the center position, this feature will allow the volume of the radio from the external speakers to be adjusted when using the intercom or receiving a CB transmission in the same manner. The radio volume will return to its original level as soon as the CB transmission or intercom conversation ends. It is important to adjust this level when using the headsets for both radio audio and intercom. If not adjusted, the volume of the radio may be the same as the volume of the intercom and interfere with your conversations. Ultra and accessorized Road Glide models have rear passenger controls built into the right and left side of the rear speaker enclosures. The right side has the PTT and volume control. Pushing this switch in allows the passenger to transmit over the CB or intercom. Moving the volume control either up or down, adjust the volume in the headsets only. The LCD display will indicate that the rear volume is being adjusted. The handlebar volume control used in conjunction with the fader option affects both the front and the rear speaker volume. The mode select switch gives the passenger control of stereo receiver tuning, radio band selection, and tape fast wind operations. This program should give you an overview on how to operate the many different features of the Harley-Davidson Premium Sound System. It is not all-encompassing, and detailed operations are covered further in your Sound System Operator's Manual.